Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently in a lightning and rain delay where we're going to take a little 30-minute breather here on Beer Sports Network. We're trying to get a little Lenoir-Rhyne men's soccer matchup against the Coca Cobras underway, but we're going to have to wait 30 minutes. We'll be back here on Beer Sports Network. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Finally back here on Bear Sports Network for the second game of our doubleheader between the visiting Coker Cobras and your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Danny, after a long-awaited, seemed like an eternity. It was only an hour-ish rain lightning delay. Glad it's finally through and we're able to kind of play and get things rolling here.
Yeah, it definitely didn't, or it felt longer than it was, but skies are clearing up. See some blue. Sun's coming out. Some beautiful, beautiful weather for soccer now that the rain has passed.
I'm excited for this one. I mean, Coker Cobras coming at 0-2-1 on the season. Have yet to score a goal in the season so far. In this matchup, Lenoir-Rhyne has had the best of Coker in the last 6 straight, knocking off Coker there. In the last game, 2-0 at Hartsville, South Carolina, at Coker's Field. And on their schedule, they tied against Catawba and then lost 3-0 to Wingate. And for Lenoir-Rhyne, Lenoir-Rhyne coming in at 2-0-1 on the season with a win at Coker, a tie with Wingate 2-2, and a 4-0 win last Thursday over Catawba. So, Danny, Lenoir-Rhyne, we've seen that when they want to get things rolling here against opponents, it's usually a combination of Jaime Poza finding Victor Cascal, and Victor Cascal has scored the first goal here for the Bears in every single competition this year.
Yeah, I think the connection between those two is it's a great connection. You know, they're always finding one another, and once they do, it really leads to some great goals for the Bears, as well as some wonderful celebrations.
Yeah, it's great to watch. You know, talking to Coach Winter, this squad, and the chemistry is there. It's through the roof. They have been just, you know, the extra offseason to work together. They're tighter than ever, and from top to bottom, from the keeper to the front, top notch in terms of just skill, talent, and chemistry all around. So we're getting ready to get rolling here from the Pepsi Soccer Complex. Give you the starting lineups for both sides. See, in goal, you're going to have Falo Ija and then Adam Kennedy. You have Hugo Johnson, Niall Ratliff, Jonathan Partlow. You're going to have Gustavo Palmieri, Alvaro Garrido, Noah Couch, Carson Osnasco, and James Hurley. And then for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, going to have Juan Basabi in goal, David Zui, Benny Genizer. You're going to have Oliver Gardner, Jaime Poza, Andres Ruiz, Victor Cascal. You see Diego Delgado, as well as Danny Fernandez, Jaime DeManuel, and Carlos Montoya Lobo. So it should be an interesting match. Once again, thanks for staying tuned with us here today and checking in. Finally able to get you some soccer here in the second game. So we're about to get rolling here from the Pepsi Soccer Complex. Danny, any bold prediction? Who do you think will score first goal?
I'm going to go with the great Jaime Poza.
Yeah, I could see it. Jaime's been itching. He really wants to get that first goal here on the season. I'm going to go with the man who scored 3 in 10 minutes of play in the last game against Catawba. I'm going to go with Andres Ruiz, first goal in the match.
That was a great performance.
Yeah, just top notch. I mean, talk about getting the full maximum use of your minutes. You see Zui making defender fall, ball bouncing around, and good clearance there by the Cobras as Lenoir-Rhyne looked like they were threatening.
And already you can tell this game's going to be much faster than the women.
Yeah,
on both sides.
Yeah, they're definitely running up and down, and like you said, I think both teams were able to. I saw the Lenoir-Rhyne's men's team. They're able to practice on the turf baseball field actually, and get used to the turf a little bit under their feet for a little bit during this week.
Yeah, that's awesome, allowing them to adjust to the pace of play here.
Looked like a through ball there from Fernandez trying to find Ruiz. Once again, cleared away by the Cobras. Follow Ahea. Looks to send the ball forward there, and the Cobras are trying to attack. You see the speed, as Danny said, the level of pace is definitely quickened in this one. Cobras a service into the box. Nice first touch there by Zui. Looking to send it forward. Nice pass to Ruiz. He's got space and time. And the Bears are just working it effortlessly across the field.
Yeah, that was a very easy switch of the point of attack. A little too easy. Puts them in a dangerous place.
Nice ball up ahead to Cascone. Cascone fires and just grazed it with his left boot, and he wants that one back.
And that was close. And that's the type of pressure that the Bears put on. You know, they play fast, and Coker's keeping up with them pace-wise, but they're going to find those little passes. All these guys have a great connection with one another, and it shows on the field.
It's definitely showing so far this season here for Lenoir-Rhyne. This Coker Cobras team has yet to score a goal this season, as I said earlier, but that doesn't mean they can't play upset here today. They're going to look to kind of put pressure here on Lenoir-Rhyne and try to make them make a mistake.
Bears back line has a lot of time right now. Cobras aren't putting too much pressure till it gets to the half line. They're just kind of sitting back in their own defensive third and letting the game come to them, which is interesting to me. They're really packing it in there, but I would think they would want to pressure just a little bit higher, in that middle third. Keep the Bears out of their own.
And Poza now with the ball fires just to the left. A frame right there, the right side on your screen. He almost made you look like $1 million right there, Danny.
Mm-hmm. He knew it. He knew that I put it all in his hands.
See the Cobras trying to work the ball up. It's a miscommunication there on the left sideline.
Could see the frustration in the Coker goalkeeper as well after those two really great chances from the Bears. Looking at his defender saying, we need to get this together.
Yeah, that's always a look of amazement as well as sometimes frustration, especially when you've seen shots early that your defense should be able to stop. G. Nizer pushing, takes a touch inside, nice. Clever skill there for number 2.
A one-time that.
Plays it back across.
Fantastic.
And that will go straight to Coker.
And that ball hung just a little bit too much in the air. We had runners on those back posts, but just hung a little high and fell right into the Coker goalkeeper's hands.
Bears are doing just an excellent job of commanding here on the pitch. Seems like every chain of pass has been with a purpose. Now inside to Poza, great touch.
And I just love the passing skill of this Lenoir-Rhyne team. They work it in and out. And
great ball, Zui across the 18, fired low into the back of the net. Jaime DeManuel open us up. You'll love to see it. Great job there by this Bears team, as Danny was just pointing out the chain of passes had just been excellent. See the service there from Zui, lays it back across, dribbles its way towards DeManuel, and he just knows what to do with it in left boot.
Great little redirection on that as well at the end.
And that's one of those balls that kind of gets slept on. The ball that, maybe someone mistimes their run. It's just laid across the 18, and it's there for someone on the back doorstep.
Yeah.
Great service there by Zui.
Yeah, that ball was perfectly placed right across the middle of the box, and you couldn't ask for a better opening goal.
So 1-0 is your score here. Lenoir-Rhyne is up over the Coker Cobras. Now let's see how Coker will react to that. So working the ball around, going to make something happen. Good pressure there in the middle. And that's something this Bears team worked on this week is their press and making sure they run through the lines and the passing lines here of the Cobras. As Basabi comes off his line to scoop that one up. Up ahead to Ruiz. A mishandle on the ball. Still battling. Lenoir unable to come out with it. DeManuel needs some help. Across the middle. And like you said, Danny, they're just sitting down defensively. Not necessarily pressing, but allowing this midfield and back line of LR to just have it at will, passing-wise.
Yeah, and right there, they stepped in, intercepted that pass. But if they're just going to wait on that for LR to make a mistake and have a bad pass, they might be waiting all day. They need to take that and quickly turn it into an attack, and allowing them to just pass back and forth around their back line is they're just going to eat clock all day. There's absolutely no pressure.
See a ball switched up ahead for Zui, battling with the keeper. And that's a great hustle by Cascon, trying to keep it in bounds.
The goalkeeper seems like he's down. Probably got clipped there.
Let's hope he's all right. He's rolling in pain. That's Falo Ahaya. And that's one of those 50-50 balls where, most of the time the call goes for the keeper in terms of a 50-50 ball like that. But when both players get the ball, you just got to let it play on. And
absolutely. I think he just got clipped a little bit at the end of the play, and that's never fun.
That's got to hurt.
Yeah.
Right, probably right on the shin.
Mm-hmm. I've had plenty of bruises from a clip.
Once again, we'd love to give a shout out to all our athletic trainers out there. It's been a tough athletic season battling through everything going on and with COVID, and we appreciate all of you for all your expertise and everything you've done for everyone in athletics across the country.
Wouldn't be able to do it without them.
100%. And as we're back into play, looks like Falo Ahaya will be all right. He'll be able to duke things out. There's that press that we saw here from LR against Catawba. And when I went to their practice earlier, Danny, they were really implementing that press in the terms of their forwards really checking in and pressing and forcing them to make a pass in one direction where they want it. Can you talk about how important pressing and being mentally checked in as a forward is?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're pressing, it's all about, the shape of your body. Where do you want to press them? How can you make them go that way? Especially when you're in your attacking third, you want to push them in towards the middle of the field. So really getting to the outside hip of the defender and not letting them turn and find that pass out wide. Super important. And, when it comes to, being mentally checked in, just, picking and choosing, because you can run back and forth between that back line all day, but you're just going to get gassed, and that's not your role, right? You're supposed to apply pressure, but you can't pressure every single ball.
That's a great ball by Delgado up ahead to Zui.
Oh, great
Beats his
move.
defender.
Oof.
Ball across the
That
face
was
of goal.
definitely tipped as well.
And that will be, looks like a corner kick here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Looks like Poza will call his number to take the service. So, Danny, you got it right. Jaime did score in the opening of this match. Just the wrong Jaime on our team.
I got half of it right.
Poza to play a ball in. Poza plays it near post. That was a beautiful header. Now Cascon fires one back. Heads up. Make a play. Danny Nicosia with the save. Talk about a debut, ladies and gentlemen. She's been everywhere here today. Protecting the Mac Mini and the stream all at once.
It's all for you, Bear Sports Network.
She needs a raise. What a great play as we're back into action. I know Victor Cascon is going to be apologizing later for that one. Trying to get back on goal there. G9s are able to win that one, send it forward. Ruiz can make a run on this. Gets bumped.
Oh, great touch.
Excellent skill there from Ruiz.
Unlucky pass, though.
Now Poza's going to have to press and get back. Delgado trying to mark, and he got hit in the neck there. Hope he's all right. He took an elbow. He seems to be shaken up. Let's hope he's all right.
That is not a fun place to get knocked.
Yeah. And it's like one of those things where it's just such a natural running motion, have your arms swinging out while
Absolutely.
moving.
But also, once they come out of that like running frame, it's fair game for a foul.
So Coker can possess. Ball swung across, bouncing around. They have an opportunity. They want to strike one from distance. And they're going to test Basabi. And he comes up with a huge save. Great effort there from Juan.
That was great of him to come off his line and really cut off that angle. He could have stayed there and taken the shot, but always good when they come off the line.
So a corner kick here for the Cobras. Ball played across. Cleared immediately there by Delgado. And Carla is in the fold. That'll be played back to Fala Ahea.
And I think for the Cobras, just being able to move that ball quickly, because this LR's front line is just coming from all angles and at pace. So the faster they can get that ball off of their foot and up the field, they're going to find some more success.
Yeah, and then you see a couple of players have kind of slipped out here on the turf pitch, trying to find their footing.
I'm sure it's very slick out there, which also means the ball's going to roll much faster than it already was.
Good switch across the field. Cobras are looking to threaten. And Juan will come off his line easily to go collect that one. Bears have done an excellent job so far of using the full width of the field. It's one of those things where they're not necessarily forcing the look, and they're just going to continue to work it around if you're not going to press them.
Absolutely. It really just allows them to set themselves up and make the game come to them, like they can just keep switching it back and forth. They'll find their openings as the defense starts to shift.
So Carla is trying to find D'Emanuel, working it through the middle. Poza trying to go out wide to G. Nizer.
Yeah, he's wide open out there.
And D'Emanuel is battling and finally gets the foul called against him.
And that's a tough call, too, when you're going back and forth with the other guy.
Ruiz wins it back for LR. Let's see what Lenoir-Rhyne can do with this one. Carles, a great ball to Zui. And if you're Gardner, you have to win that one. And he does a great job of coming back towards the ball. You see how wide G. Nizer is playing there on the wing.
He's really pulling that defender out with him as well once he gets that ball, which frees up some more space in the middle.
And
Go
he's
yourself.
wide open by himself if Zui can get it to him. He start making his run in. Cascone across.
Unlucky.
Back to Gardner. They're going to reset here. So that back line, and that's a beautiful ball by Fernandez. Just ran out of room. If he could have played that more towards the sideline, I believe G. Nizer would have been there.
Agreed. It was a little bit of a direct ball. Needed more of an angle. A little too much power on it.
Good pressure there by Carles. Poza looking to step here towards follow Ahea. Ball will be going the other way. Good job by D'Emanuel to win that ball.
Nice quick restart, too. Get him before Coker can get set back in that defense.
Working it through. Bears are just surgically finding their holes to work through, and they're really doing a good job of setting the pace of the game.
And they've done that in almost all of their games, especially their home games that we've been able to watch. They don't let the other team dictate the pace and the style of the game. They really just force their style of play onto everybody else.
And Poza, he was looking to be a sharpshooter there from outside the 18. I believe he is awarded a corner kick for Lenoir-Rhyne. It's one of those moments where we all got to look alive here, as ball might be coming at you into your living room as we speak, as we saw earlier.
I don't know how many good catches I have left. I had my two for the day. First the pizza box and then the ball.
Poza.
Great ball.
Near post.
Referee had to duck out of that one.
Out to Poza again. Keeps it in.
Save.
Looked like Cascone got clipped there. Let's hope he's all right. Racing after the ball now, and great shield by G. Nizer. You just see a reset here by the Bears. Then get back into this offensive set look for them on the attacking third. Just picking their spots, staying patient. Delgado has some space.
Gina's just wide open out here.
Yeah, he's going to time his run.
Giving him lots of space for some great service.
You see this? Coker team, they're really packed into the middle third of the field from left to right. Really packed tightly in that middle and allowing just so much space out on the wings. Genizer, that's going to hurt. The service played in gets blocked. That's a great job by Montoya Lobo to stick with that ball and get it back here for LR. Zui across. Right at Fala Aheo. Now the Cobras can counterattack if they want to.
If that ball was just a little farther up towards the 6, Poza had his name written all over it. He came flying in and just a little too flat of a cross.
The turnover there. Poza looking to run. Up ahead to Ruiz. Ruiz gets clipped.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be a free kick and maybe even a yellow. Immediate yellow there for the Cobras. And that sounds about right there. You can't go studs up like that, especially when an offensive player is making their run like that. You got to win the ball or... And not able to win the ball. Let's see. That foul will be called on number 6, Felix Stoifler. So a free kick opportunity here for the Bears. You have the left foot of Azui or the right foot there of Danny Fernandez. It's an excellent free kick opportunity. Fernandez, a curler. That one just wide of frame.
And that, that's a tough angle with the wall as close as it is to the goal. And honestly, in those situations, sometimes you want to be back just a little bit farther, maybe 3 or 4 yards. Just give yourself a better angle on the shot.
I would have even maybe loved to see something low.
Yeah.
Right at the wall. You never expected the wall might jump up and squeak under.
Or you can even capture a handball there as well sometimes if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Rare, but...
CG Nizer is making his run, timing it. Nice pass there by DeManuel. A switch there by Delgado. That will be picked off in red easily. And the Cobras just have not been able to form a pass. Once they've gotten possession back here from LR, they have yet been able to kind of advance the ball down the field with their wings and their forwards.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes back to how deep their forwards are playing. If they put a little bit more pressure on that back line, I think they'd be able to get more numbers up on the counter.
There's G9s are going to play a service across the 6. Ooh, Poza is waiting. And Lenoir-Rhyne will just reset.
And see, this is where you really want to push your outside mids up and put some pressure on that back line because you never know what kind of counter you're going to get off of a transition.
Especially the way their team is looking right now. It seems like they have an opportunity. If they can get the ball, they can go out and push.
Absolutely. And even there, they're playing that small ticky-tacky pass, but you're playing right into pressure.
Mm-hmm. Cascone laying out for that one, trying to keep it in bounds. It's going to be sent out of bounds once again there for a throw-in. Another great catch there from the sideline. This time I believe it was Carlos Rubio. Some of the safest hands on campus.
Absolutely.
The goalkeeper coach for Lenoir-Rhyne. Over to Zui. Cuts back inside. Zui, a curler. Genizer into Demaniel, fires and
Ooh.
saved.
What a great string of passes. And
That was, whew.
And that's that connection that we were talking about, just to be able to knock it off your body and find those open passes like that on the fly. Like you don't get a connection like that.
And the Cobras needed follow Ahea right there because Demaniel was smelling blood in the water for goal number 2.
Absolutely. And what a beautiful strike it was, an even better save as well.
And just the wherewithal for him to call out to Genizer, say, hey, drop it off for me.
Right. And the ability of him to do that off his chest.
Beautiful. Ball bouncing in the air. You see Follow Ahea able to win that one.
Ooh.
And lost his footing there as Poza, but gets back up. Once again, we said the Turf Monster was going to be out and about here today. And has, struck a couple times for both sides in both games so far. You hear Follow Ahea screaming out pressure. He wants his team to kind of make it harder here on LR. They've just been passing the ball at will here right in front of the Cokers defense. Zui a service in. Saved, and that will be a throw-in there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Genizer, ball across. Dangerous, but cleared once again.
And Ruiz is just everywhere, in the corner, back in the middle. He's really doing a lot for this LR offense.
Yeah, there's a reason why he was man of the match there for Lenoir-Rhyne in their last game against Catawba. I mean, came in with immediate energy, pressed his butt off the whole game, and he earned it, those 3 goals.
Absolutely. This is where I really want to see some more pressure from Coker. You have your forward sitting up there, but...
A nice rip there for Ruiz. And it took a ricochet off a defender, and Follow Ahea was still able to get a read on it and save it.
Yeah, it was a wonderful save. He's really saving Coker right now with those incredible saves.
So another opportunity here for Lenoir-Rhyne and Poza to take the corner. I might see Danny Fernandez come back post. Makes his run. Out to Poza. Great touch. Plays another ball back in.
Oof.
And Fernandez in the fray once again. Good ball by Zui. Back to Gardner.
And they're just letting that ball go right across the back line.
Oh, my goodness. Fernandez, if Zui wasn't offside there. And he's had some excellent balls out of the back, too, able to really open up the width of the field. So, Dan, what have you liked so far here, I guess, from both sides? And what do you think both sides need to improve on?
I love how LR is just, they're playing their game and they're moving the ball and just taking their time and finding the right passes and playing the ball back around that back line. And they're not forcing anything. They're waiting for those opportunities and finding those spots and these big balls to switch the field, and I think that's where they're finding their success. Coker, Follow Ahea, he's just been so clutch throughout this whole half so far and is really keeping Coker in the games. I think they need to kind of work on picking up their pace, finding those passes, pressing a little bit higher and not just allowing the game to be on their defensive half, but push into LR's half as well.
You just see Look at the amount of white jerseys near the ball.
Yeah.
As opposed to Coker, and that's the point you're trying to make, that there needs to be a better sense of urgency there from the Cobras to attack the ball.
And they just need to use the space that they're having. That was a great switch, but they need to look to do that a little bit more. They're trying to play ticky-tacky ball in a lot of pressure, and you just can't do that with this LR team.
Looks like we might have a substitution here. I believe Tifil will come in for Ruiz. First sub of the match.
Ruiz has been working his butt off up top, just putting so much pressure on that back line, going back and forth from sideline to sideline. It's a well-deserved break.
Out to Demanuel, and just like that, G. Nizer will check out wide. And I mean, when you talk about some real estate, he's got a lot of room out there.
As does Zui, like both wings, they're just wide open, and because Coker is so packed in these like yellow lines right into, they're playing widthwise 18 to 18, and it's just giving our wingers so much time and space to do what they want.
That helps too when you have two great outside wings like that who are able to just open up space with their speed as Tifil.
Seems to be a trend between our men's and women's team, just solid, fast outside wingers.
Yeah, and you got to recruit the best. LR's done a great job of really developing players as well as, getting just natural talent, and you can see that on display right here. Zui surveying. Gardner going to come off his line. Zui plays one low.
And that was a great job of Gardner, just kind of baiting in the defender a little bit, making him take a step towards him, and then dishing it off to Zui.
Fernandez probably might switch it here to G. Nizer, or work it around. They're going to go out wide to him. Delgado has space if he wants it. And even just the little miscommunications like that, you can see that as teammates, they know where they want them to be, and they're able to come back for the ball whenever there is a little mishap.
Absolutely. That connection is just so strong. They work so well together. Kind of like a pack of zebras.
Yeah, a nice herd of zebras. You never know. They're always working together, right? Still a 1-0 match here in this one as we're approaching a little over 13 minutes left. Here in the first half, Lenoir-Rhyne up 1-0 over the Coker Cobras.
So we got a sub for Coker as well.
So we're going to wait there to get you that sub there for the Cobras. Basabi coming off his line.
I think number 9, Alexandro Duolos, has come off.
Gotcha. Different angle for us here today. A little bit tougher to see where the subs are. Who's subbing on?
I believe number 24, Jared Davis, popped in for him up top. Get some fresh legs, maybe get some pressure on the LR defense.
And he looks like a taller forward there for the Cobras.
Absolutely, just a little bit bigger of a target.
Cross, bouncing around. And this is an opportunity here for the Cobras. And Fernandez stopping that counterattack. He's going to get a warning, but no card there from number 13. Ball played out wide. Looking for a give and go. Not completed, and Poza has some space. A nice move by Poza. Going to go back to that right foot. Fires from deep. And you see him put up a hand right there. To Tifil saying, my bad.
And that's a great quick release by Coker. Get the ball up the field while you still have two LR players, figuring out what just went wrong. but also to give Poza that type of space. You can't do that. He's going to turn on the jets, and he's going to go at the goal. So I think having that back line, just step a little bit higher, not all the way to half. Just step a little bit higher, put some pressure on his back right away so he can't turn will be important.
Yeah, that was a heads-up move by him. Looked like he might have gotten his feet stuck, but nifty footwork. Able to put a move there on the Coker defense and free himself up for a shot.
And again, they're just, as soon as LR wins it back in their defensive third, Coker is just stepping right off of them. And that's really when you want to put the pressure on, is when you're near the goal you want to score at.
G. Nizer had some space there, but just going to work it around. Go back to the well here and continue to work it around and find the right opening. And that's a nice ball up ahead. G. Nizer in space. Curls one.
Just a little too much.
I would love to see that maybe towards the 18 with space, maybe define Zui as a switch as opposed to a good service on frame.
Absolutely, just with the angle he was at and where the runners were.
You see Coker looking to put a chain of passes together and open up this one. They're looking for an equalizer. So we're under 10 minutes left to play here in this first half. Poza needs some help. To Manuel. That's a vet move right there. Not forcing, going down the wing, just reset. Get a better look. Casco going to make a run.
And that's why this Bears team has found so much success throughout the season so far, is they are not forcing things. They're just going to keep moving that ball around until what they want comes to them. And that's big-time soccer.
That's huge. When you've realized that you're only going to get better by playing your own game and forcing the other team to, follow what you play, that's huge momentum-wise for a squad as well as just mentally. Poza going to play this one in. They're battling there at the penalty marker. Delgado trying to free up Fernandez. Ball played in. Delgado the header and just over the crossbar. That was a good look there from Lenoir-Rhyne.
You can really start seeing the frustration of Falo Ahea coming out on his defenders, just not sticking with their mark and getting ahead on those shots, making his job a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, that's always going to be a frustrating thing if you're a keeper and you're facing just a lot of shots and pressure early. Poza has Cascone if he wants it. He's going to elect to take a left-footed shot, and Bears are going to be on the board here for a corner.
Both these Coker goalkeepers have really impressed me just with the type of shots that they're taking and the saves that they're making, really just laying their body out on the line.
Yeah, they're doing a top-notch job. There's very skilled keepers supposed to play it in. Jaime on the service, bouncing around, and look who is there to punch it away. Falo Ahea.
That was a great ball, right at that near upper 90. Honestly, probably could have curved it in himself if the goalkeeper hadn't been there.
Ball played in again, whipping around. And Ahea is there. Falo Ahea is there to scoop it up there for Coker.
It's a good job of Delgado, though, kind of just putting his body in there, trying to get a deflection and redirect that. Someone coming in on the opposite side of the box. Just unlucky.
Good pressure there from Tiefel. Poza trying to step forward, and honestly, that is a good ball by Falo Ahea. That one stayed in bounds for the longest time.
Took a couple wonky bounces.
Lenoir-Rhyne just going to settle things down, play their game.
And see, this is where I want to see number 24, Jared Davis, really get between our the center backs. Like, just put yourself in the middle there and force LR to play one side of the field or find a different way to switch the point of attack. But they're making it so easy, allowing them to just pass back and forth at their leisure.
Yeah, and that's something that can be helped there from your midfield. If your midfield has that ability to tell your forward to kind of push up and stay in that gap, saying, hey, we got you in case anything happens. There just needs to be a little more communication here from the Cobras. Now Cascal in space. A swing out wide to Zui. Fernandez has a lot of space. He's going to come up. Delgado, a switch. That's a money ball. Is Zui able to handle
Wonderful
it?
Touch.
Lays it off for Tiefel and just took a little too much there off the turf as Fala Ojea is able to come off his line and get that one.
And if I'm the Cobras, I'm getting this ball up and out sooner rather than later and allowing my team to counter.
Especially with this press here from LR. They're not giving up on any balls. That one goes out of bounds. And even though Lenoir's really playing their pace, you see that throw in was immediate. You know, they're working on the back line, and they're not allowing anyone else to rush them, but they're going quick when they need to. It's a great change of pace there from LR.
Absolutely. Absolutely keeping it on the pitch, but also not straying from their solid game plan so far.
Poza working around. Good step up there by Delgado. Cobras just working around themselves. May look to advance the ball. But Poza's making it difficult there for LR. Excuse me, for Coker. Making it difficult there for Coker on those passes and swings.
The center of the field for Coker is wide open, and I'd love to see them, pop someone right in the middle there. I think it would open up just some more passing angles for their outside mids to find. They might be able to work something in and switch it there or attack the goal.
Still working across that back line. LR has done an excellent job of capturing the moment that the Coker Cobras are giving them. Any opportunity, they're taking it. Not rushing perfection. I would love to see just a tad bit more aggressiveness here from the Cobras, especially when closing the middle of the field. They're leaving the middle wide open, one, and two, they're just allowing LR to continue to play these safety passes.
And when you're down 1-0 with about 2 minutes left in the first half, you want to put some pressure on, see if you can squeak one out, make it a tie game before ending the half.
Yeah, an equalizer would be huge here for the Cobras.
On the flip side, though, for LR, you'd love to pop another one in the goal before half, go up 2-0. Just give yourself a little bit more of a buffer because you never know how a team's going to come out of halftime.
Zui to play one in, an in-swinger right at Poza's feet. Lays it off for Casco. Trying to get off a shot.
Patience.
G. Nizer, ball is in the air. Tiefel the header as he puts it into the back of the net. 2-0, Lenoir-Rhyne.
And what were we just saying, Audie? How we needed another goal.
Another one to put it up, and just like that, Look at all the work, though, that led up to that one. I mean, Casco and Poza patient in the box.
Incredible patience.
The wherewithal for Casco to find G-Nizer. And Tiefel getting his first goal of the season there for Lenoir-Rhyne. That is big time there for the Bears to go up 2-0 here with momentum going into the half.
And again, just incredible patience by Cascone right at the corner of the 6 to not force a shot and have it bounce out of bounds, but to allow his runners to kind of advance on and find that pass. It's pure class.
Yes, that's world-class level skill there from Casco. Reason why he is top 5 in goals here for LR. I mean, he's done it all. The senior here for the Bears has done a great job this season. So as we're approaching a minute left to play here in this first half, Bears are up 2-0. As that's the half, folks. As Lenoir-Rhyne is up 2-0 here over the Coker Cobras. We'll be back shortly here on Bear Sports Network with first half analysis and second half action. Welcome back here on the pitch, Pepsi Soccer Complex here in Hickory, North Carolina. We're about to start the second half here of the Lenoir-Rhyne men's soccer match against the visiting Coker Cobras. Lenoir-Rhyne currently up 2-0 here of the Coker Cobras. Danny, that first half
Phil.
was something special here for Lenoir-Rhyne going up 2-0, but it just seemed like the Cobras were just not all there. Just packed super tightly in the middle throughout the whole match. But we definitely witnessed an adjustment there from the coach there at halftime.
Yeah, I was just kind of walking by their huddle, giving something to our athletic trainer, and our head coach for Coker was really laying into his guys, just really asking them for some passion and some aggression in the second half. In that first half, they were a little too passive, giving LR too much time on the ball, and I think he really just wants to see them put some pressure and go win the ball, and but also have some fun with it.
Yeah, Coach Tanovic was really just laying it onto his team, and he wants some passion, but also some accountability to kind of own up to some of the mistakes they've made and to continue to play better, make this a completely different half than the first one. You see that right there. The Cobras are able to kind of step into the passes more and really not necessarily wait for Lenoir-Rhyne to make those passes, but to step towards them and kind of force them in a different direction.
Absolutely, because you can play the best team in the world. If you put some pressure on them, they're bound to make mistakes. But in the first half, Coker just gave no pressure at all and really just let LR have all the time in the world to play and move the ball around.
So they're going to work the ball around, and that's got to be reassuring there for Falo Ahea. I mean, I'm sure he was sitting there in that huddle and he was thinking, what else can I do? I mean, he's saved a lot of shots here tonight in this one.
Some really tough shots, too. Just laying his body out, being a real commander for that back line.
Yeah, he's been an absolute general back there for the Cobras and just wants a little bit more from his team to make sure he doesn't have to face any more shots like that.
It seems like Coker's just taking care of the ball just a little bit better, moving it a little better, moving a little faster, and finding some more openings.
And they're looking almost exactly the way Lenoir-Rhyne looked in that first half. Just continue to work it around the whole width of the field and just wait for it. Now let's see what Lenoir-Rhyne does to kind of counteract that. As you see some early pressure there from Demaniel and Poza.
And I don't necessarily think LR needs to change anything about how they've been playing. Obviously, a really strong first half, 2 goals, and most of the possession.
So a penalty, and whistle blown. Someone's clipped down there. It looks like might be Carles down on the pitch. Let's hope he is all right. And a yellow will be issued going towards the Cobras. Ball played forward by Delgado. That will go right to Falo Ahea. It looks like the team starting 11 for Lenoir-Rhyne here in the second half.
And Audio, what I just thought about, too. Coker came all this way. They warmed up, and then they sat on the bus for another hour. I'm sure that had a lot to do with the lack of energy in the first half because they've really seemed to pick it up here.
Great ball up ahead, and Wasabi with a great header right there. Able to kind of put his body in front of the shot. Cascone working, patience. Great work there from the captain.
And this is where, that's the pressure that Coker needs to apply. Just make LR move the ball.
Juan doing an excellent job of kind of directing And that's one of the things I talked about with Coach Winter and Coach Rubio and all. Coach always said that Juan is just super calm. He's just always calm throughout the game. He's never playing too high, too low. And even when things don't go his way, he's just very calm. And that's one of the best things to have inside the goal there as a keeper, as a cool and level-headed keeper.
Absolutely, especially as the general, like you said, of the field. They see everything, and they're helping move those lines, and that their players around the field. Having a cool, calm general is always very helpful.
Especially one that it's got a lot of good chemistry here with all the other players. And you see LR, a little frustration there. Felt like there was a foul that should have went their favor, but it wasn't called there, as I believe Cascone went down. Ball played out ahead, and Delgado will just settle it over to Juan.
He's going to be given a lot of time and space there, not even a step towards him.
So they're working the ball around. Lenoir-Rhyne looking to make this one a 3-0 match, while the Cobras are just looking to get one on the board and make it a different ball game. And that's a nice pass wide.
Ooh. A little bit of over the back there, but referee might have seen it a little different.
Ball played up ahead. Poza trying to step in front of it. So we get bumped off the ball. Gardner holding his line.
Coker's just playing. This is like a different team out here. Just a lot more aggression and push to want to win that ball and go forward and score.
Yeah, it's a completely different squad here in the second half so far. And we've seen it here in the early onset. Just been able to work the ball around, and they're looking way more assertive there. D'Emanuel kind of checked back to play on that back line a little bit.
And LR still having just a lot of space to work with here, especially their back line, as well as those wingers.
And Zui trying to take a step outside and beat the Coker defender. Can be awarded a throw in there on the far sideline. Looks like Poza is going to get a rest as Tiefel will check in the match. Tiefel, the second goal scorer here today. First goal scorer was Jaime D'Emanuel. Tiefel still with the ball, dancing around. Back to Carles. Out wide, G. Nizer. A ball back into the frame. And that one will go out of bounds just for a goal kick. Ball flicked on and put up wide. Got a hurt Lenoir-Rhyne player down on the pitch. Hope they're all right. Might have just taken a bump. I'm trying to see who that is, and been down on the turf for a little bit. So it looks like it might be Delgado. Let's hope he's all right. So, Danny, how tough would you say this SEC conference is from top to bottom in terms of soccer?
I mean, I think across the board and all the schools in our conference very strong in any sport. Any given day, someone could show up and beat the best. Soccer-wise, though, I mean, you have. I think it's changed over the past few years since I've played. But Lenoir-Rhyne's always been up there. Wingate's always up there. Carson Newman will always give you a run for your money in any sport. Queens has had their years as well.
Limestone entering the fray.
Absolutely.
For the men's squad. So just, like you said, I mean, just any team, any school can be any team at any given time. And that's one of I think the best things about the game of soccer is that there's never truly any favorite. There's always an underdog opportunity there for either team.
Absolutely. As long as you're taking advantage of the opportunities that you're given when they're presented, it can be your game. And it's super interesting this year with the pods as well, playing in the spring. Just a different way, hyphenated season, and
it's almost like we're getting ourselves a mini SAC World Cup,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got that feel to it.
Lots of games in a short amount of time with a conference championship, but I think it can also play a nice role heading into the fall. You've played a lot of competitive games. You've had a shortened season to get in shape and stuff like that. The only thing I can see it causing an issue with is just having a shortened off season, because this is usually when our fall teams are doing their weight training and off season type stuff,
getting their bodies right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a more disciplined one. I mean, considering like your true off season, it's going to be the summer.
Absolutely, and that's even shortened because you come back in August and we won't leave until April,
exactly.
May.
Yeah.
So you got about 2.5 months to really enjoy yourself, but also lock in and get ready for the real stuff.
And I know that's going to be kind of tough, especially for some of our international players having to go back home. This past year, with COVID and everything happening, tough for them to come back and had to stay put for a little bit, and then finally were able to come back. So, I mean, a lot of just interchangeable details going around.
Absolutely. I didn't even think about that. I'm curious to see, do more of the athletes, do they stay over the summer because it's such a short amount of time, or do they go home, take that time to regroup and stuff and then come back for their grind time?
See if ball just go out of bounds on the right sideline, and that would be a Coker. That would be a Coker free kick. Going to call a foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. So we've seen a different Coker squad here in the second half that's really impressed us. And, I mean, Coach Antonovich was really lit a fire under his squad, and, I mean, deservedly.
Absolutely. They didn't come off that bus 100%, and it showed, but they've definitely turned it around here, and it looks like a completely different team.
And this is something that we also saw from the women's game, that we saw Lenoir-Rhyne go up early, and then...
Pretty sure we had the same score line, 2-0 at half.
Yeah. Lenoir-Rhyne go up early, and then Coker just turn it up another level to kind of settle things in the second half. Coker electing to kind of work it around, and
just a lot of different factors in today's matches. Game time, weather, delays, just a bunch of oddball stuff.
Different field, different environment, just a lot of moving parts. But we're still playing. We're still able to field a game and bring you a quality stream as well.
Got our expert cameraman, Philip Lescovar, bringing you the great angles of today's match.
There's a wizard behind the camera.
And with this pressure that Coker's giving, it seems to be putting LR just a little bit out of their game, a little bit more frustrated and not being able to work what they had in the first half. So I'm curious to see how they continue to adjust throughout the second half and if they can kind of take back over.
And this is something we didn't see here in the first half. You just watched it. When the ball's being swung around, look how much higher those midfielders and forwards are going onto the ball.
Yeah.
That wasn't there in the first half.
No, they were allowing them to dribble to those yellow lacrosse lines and then putting that pressure on. And that's definitely what was needed from Coker.
I believe that's Alex Cake checking into the first time here today and lays a nice service across. Like Cake came in for G. Nizer. They're on that wing. Zui lays the ball low and driven. Back to Ruiz. Clever skill to keep that ball alive. Cascon just putting on the pressure, forcing an errant pass. Delgado's got time and space if he wants to continue to move forward. Tiefel working with his back towards goal, and Carles looking to put it on the money to Zui. And
you know what I love about this Bears squad, just similar to the women, they're not forcing anything. They really just let the game come to them and look for those open passes and open shots, and if it's not there, they'll kind of recycle the ball back to their center back and then try and find something different. And I think that just touches on the level of both our men's and women's team, the patience that they have and their ability to do that.
It's great hustle there by Cake to win that ball back. But even to add on that, I know talking to Coach Winter, he wants his team, if they're not going to be the strongest, the fastest, the most athletic, to be tactically better than other teams and mentally be prepared. Zui puts it in. And that just speaks wonders. I mean, especially a coach like Jack Winter, he's making his boys really think and work out there on the pitch.
Absolutely. And funny enough, you talk about the tactical view of the game. I was talking to Josh when we were figuring out how we can stream out here, and he was like, well, you can set up behind the goal. It's not great for your stream, but it's a great tactical view. So that's obviously always on their mind as well. As
I mean, especially if this is like your first time watching soccer or trying to enjoy the game or view it, seeing it from this angle is almost like a chalkboard or like a whiteboard where a coach is drawing up the plays. It's an excellent first view, and you're getting able to see where the moving pieces are.
Absolutely.
This ball's being worked around. Coker trying to settle. Montoya Lobo working. Needs some help. So if you're just tuning in, we're almost close to halfway here in the second half. Lenoir-Rhyne is up 2-0 over the Cobras of Coker. Delgado working, lays it off to Cake. Cake, a service in.
A little bit too low.
You hear from Coach Winter telling his boys to press after losing that ball. Coker still yet to really get a good offensive look in possession here in the last couple of minutes.
That one slipped right behind.
They're looking to change that here, but offsides is called.
And that's a lucky call for the Bears. That was a great ball in behind for the Cobras. Unlucky for them.
Fernandez just surveying. Nice move there by Delgado, opening up some space. Just working around the full width of the pitch, waiting for that one striking moment to capitalize and kind of take advantage here of the Coker Cobras.
Cake's got a lot of time out there.
Yeah, he's really been working on his services and has done a lot better of kind of filling those gaps there as a winger.
Nice tackle.
And another great tackle by Ruiz. The referee might give out a card here, and I don't know if I like this call. Felt like Ruiz got ball first. There was a lot of contact, don't get me wrong, but he won the ball. And a yellow is going to come out, and it's going to go against Andres Ruiz. And that's always a tough call, especially when a player wins the ball so strongly. Sometimes I think it gets maybe a little overhyped there from the opposing team, but there was contact, and the ref is going to call that. It's one of those where it's better safe than sorry to kind of just set the tone and
absolutely get control of the game before it gets too out of hand, because once it gets to that point, there's really no turning back.
It's Tiefel stealing the ball, trying to find Ruiz.
Looks like he had some more space to take in front of him, but that might just be our angle.
So a throw in there on the left sideline here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Just going to work, continue to work the ball around. See, I believe that's Casco working. Gets bumped off the ball. Trying to battle through in that corner. It's been tough for Lenoir-Rhyne to kind of play it to their outsides and play a service back towards goal.
Especially in the second half.
But that's what you wanted. I mean, you wanted this to be a little bit more competitive than it was there in that first half. And this adjustment here from the Cobras has really been something.
Absolutely. I mean, they've really turned it around. I mean, like you said, we talked about this the whole first half. We wanted more of a competitive game, and we got it. But now I'd like to see if LR can adjust just a little bit better to the pressure that they're receiving. I think they got comfortable and a little complacent in that first half, given all that time and space.
So a corner kick for Poza. Zui might go help for the short corner look. Poza plays it in. Redirected there by Delgado, and that would just go wide.
Oh, it's a great header.
Nice little flick on. But Zui able to use some of that burst he has and backtrack towards that ball and win it. Good pressure there from the Bears to stop the momentum of the Cobras. And if you're someone like you've got to be ecstatic that you haven't seen the ball that much in this half.
Absolutely. And the fact that they're being able to control that ball on their back line, and he's able to step up out of the 18-yard box comfortably, and they can play his feet. It just shows how well the defense has done at relieving the pressure that was put on him in the first half.
Looked like a handball almost there in the middle, but it's not called. And Juan having to come off his line, put some pressure on. Cobras are threatening here offensively. Ball played out wide, but Zui steps in front. Tiefel has a lot of space to run if he wants it. Takes another heavy touch.
He's got Zui on that back post.
And he's going to get called for that foul. Would have loved to see Tiefel play maybe a feint going inside, then going back out and seeing if he could get off a shot or kind of holster and wait for numbers to come.
That was a tough situation, too. You have the ability to go forward, but you're not numbers up. Kind of just got to read the play a little. But adding on the foul also doesn't help.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those situations where when you have special players who have like that individual skill, that might be an opportunity then for them to capitalize. But it's also one of those heads-up plays. If you know you don't have numbers, you can kind of holster and just bring it back out and don't allow Coker to dictate your game.
Absolutely, or even just bring it to the sideline, slow it down, and hope to get a late cross in.
Play that wide to Zui. So we're approaching 20 minutes left to play in this match. Still a 2-0 game.
Audie, I'm always interested if Coker had played this way in the first half, would we still have a 2-0 score line right now?
Yeah, that's always another great thing to think about, Danny. That's a great point. I mean, the way the sense of urgency they've had in the second half has really been just indicative of how they've been playing. They're playing phenomenal here in the second half. They've really frustrated the Bears, now allowing them kind of just go the full width of the field at will, as well as make those services into the box. I mean, Lenoir-Rhyne probably had close to 8 to 12 services at least in that first half where it was threatening on goal.
Yeah, and even, we had tons of time on those outside winger spots, and now Coker's outside midfielders, they're doing a much better job of releasing out of their kind of defensive shape and putting pressure on Zui and Cake. It's a great interception.
Still battling. DeMayo looking to win this one. Switch out wide. Cake is able to step up. And Fernandez is going to have to win that. Does just that. Cake pushing upfield. Gets bumped from behind. Clipped. And you just got to love all the antics of soccer players after a foul call. Hands
it's never
up.
Actually a foul.
Hands up. What did I do? Who? Me?
I wasn't even near the ball.
Must be the wrong number 11. Just a lot of just extracurriculars after a foul call. You just got to love it.
Oh, yeah. I remember doing the same thing as a player, and now I see it, and I think to myself, why did I do that? Like, just let the play go.
Yeah, just move on to the next play. And sometimes it's just, you feel like it could have gone the other way, but it's out of your hands. You just got to let it go.
Exactly. They're not going to change the call based on your reaction to it.
Good ball outside. Cake has got space. Plays the ball low and driven.
It's a great early ball.
Dribbling around. And that's the one I kind of passed from, I believe it was Zui that was able to score a header. That Jaime DeManuel was able to score on in that first goal. Kind of that late release down across the 18. Posa. They're calling for offsides, but the AR over there will let that one go.
And again, just the Bears not being able to go forward, but pulling it out and having that patience to regroup, although a little bit of a wild pass there.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication. And I think another thing we got to even point out is I'm hearing a lot more communication here from the Cobras.
Mm-hmm.
You can audibly hear that out loud there. They're talking to each other.
And even their players on the bench are getting into it and being vocal.
Ball played in. Looking for a little flick on. Back to Basabi.
It's a little dangerous ball, but again, just that composure of Basabi is unmatched.
Yeah, he's a cool customer. Just never really changes his facial expression out on the pitch. Kind of reminds me of Kawhi Leonard, if you ever watch basketball. Just the same demeanor throughout the whole game.
Yep. No matter how phenomenal the play he might make is.
Carles controlling out wide to Cake. And Carles went down right outside the 18. Let's hope he's all right. Tiefel going to try another chance. Trying to get it back on that right foot, but he's going to lay it off for Cake. And
some frustration coming from the field as well.
And you hear Jaime DeManuel talking about what just happened. They're trying to clear things up with his teammates. Needs to be better communication. Togata able to push forward. He's making a run of his own. Posa in the fray. Posa laces a shot. That will take a ricochet.
Just a little miscommunication on that cut. Who's going to get the ball? Who's going to cut into the box?
So we're under 15 minutes left to play in this match. Once again, thank you for staying tuned here today on Bear Sports Network, even through the lightning and rain delays. It's been a pleasure here to call this game with Danny Nicosia. It's been a fun one so far in this one. Carles surveying, needs an option. Cake has some space if he wants to go down line. Posa, a nice delivery there to DeManuel.
Another thing that I've noticed about this Bears offense, too, you know, a lot of teams, once they get in that attacking third, they feel like they just have to go north to south, forward, forward, forward. But the Bears do a great job playing that east to west game, and even in that small, compact area, they're switching the point of attack and really only looking to go forward when the opportunity presents itself. And I think that's phenomenal to be able to do that in such a small area of the field.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's really great about a sport where you're able to kind of, you know, go east to west as well as go north to south. You don't necessarily always have to go. You kind of reset your offense and bring it back to the center and kind of pick your spots where you want to attack.
Absolutely, and to be able to do that without going all the way back to your defenseman is pretty awesome as well.
And Carles going to pick up the foul. And those are kind of difference makers, I think, also. There are, blatant fouls here in soccer that are almost like intentional fouls where you're just purposely wanting to stop momentum.
Absolutely. And sometimes you got to do that. Just allow your team to reset and go from there.
And there's no general purpose to it. It's literally just, hey, I'm going to make this check right here just because I want to. I want to stop momentum. I want to give our team a breather. Or I just want to let you know I'm here kind of thing.
As long as it's not super blatant and you're going to get a big call on that, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
And those are the ones that you see the players, especially, just walk away from. They know,
They know they did it because they did it on purpose.
and right in front of the referee. So
Yep.
you won't see any upraised arms or any argue with the call on that one.
Definitely not.
And that's a pretty ball up ahead.
Fantastic through ball.
G. Nizer lays it back across the 18. A shot there from DeManuel and saved by Falahea.
Tiefel's really upset. That one just hit off of him right at the goalkeeper.
And that almost looked like DeManuel there on that driven ball was trying to find that right corner, but a defender stepped in the way, and then Tiefel was there for a rebound.
That was a beautiful cross as well. Just maybe a little too early. Didn't have the numbers in the box or just wasn't in the right spot yet.
Gardner putting pressure. Ball being swung around once again. Play back to Falahea. And this is where you might see dead legs come into play. Because usually that's where you see that Lenoir-Rhyne press, as you see Carlisle's kind of stepping it up. But this is where the Cobras didn't really have an option to play amongst the back line in that first half.
Yeah, LR seemed to pull off just a little bit, give him some more space to play. And Coker's done a good job of taking advantage of that. And I think with more room to breathe, they're able to slow the game down to their pace. At least when they have it on that back line.
Emmanuel.
Right idea.
Play it back to Juan. Ball switch once again. Just no rush here from LR. I mean, you've done your work here today. Just at this point, play possession, but if an opportunity hands itself to you, why not go after it?
Absolutely. You don't have to force it, but if it's there, absolutely take it.
9 minutes remaining here in this match. Thanks for staying tuned right here with us here on Beer Sports Network. Lenoir-Rhyne up 2-0 over the Coca Cobras. Poza, some space. A pretty ball out to G. Nizer. Good switch. Now Zui wants it. Zui played across, and Poza was coming in with a Karate Kid-like kick, trying to place it back to the left post. I know he is just so itching at the bit to finally score one this year. He's been on a lot of assists, had a lot of nice opportunities, just hasn't been able to put one in the back of the net.
Well, he keeps on with this pressure. You know, his time's going to come at the right time when they really need it.
And Costco wants that one back. The curler, and he was literally going for top bins right there. That was just an upper 90 or nothing.
Just like when he passed it right on over here.
Yeah. He's going for the finesse.
Yep.
That one sent out of bounds there on that right sideline. Approaching 7 minutes left to play. Fernandez really putting pressure on. That one's flicked on. The Cobras with an opportunity. Ball's played across.
Ball.
Dangerous ball. And Wasabi, a heads-up first save. But then it ricocheted there, and that one was put in. I mean...
And that's what Coker's been waiting on this whole time. And that was a great cross.
Just show you that replay. I mean, Juan staying cool right there. Comes up with the leg save, but just not enough. As number 9 for the Cobras was able to put that in.
And he honestly almost had that second save too, just right over his fingertips. Great first save, but Coker's been waiting on that whole second half, and good for them for being able to put one away. I think that's Leonini on the wing with the cross. It's beautiful.
That was excellent soccer there from the Cobras, and that's what we were wanting to see this whole entire match, and they've really turned it on here in the second half. Just trying to get that.
And this is what we were saying earlier. You know, LR can't get complacent. They can't take their foot off the gas, and that pressure's really been making them uncomfortable, and Coker finally able to capitalize on it.
So you see that goal was scored by number 9, Alexandros Doulos, there for the Cobras. So it's 2-1 now is your score. Approaching 6 minutes left to play. Completely different ball game. And you know, this Cobras team really wants to come out with 1 point here in this match.
Coker putting even a little bit more pressure on now. I think they're seeing the benefits of pressing, and
you even heard from their sideline there, higher, telling the midfielders and forwards to kind of press just a tad bit higher.
Yeah, it's because if they do, this is what's going to happen. They're going to get in those passing lanes and get that counter.
Felt like that ball went out of bounds, and I think it did. See, LR in no rush to pick up that ball. They're going to do whatever they can to kind of twinkle away time. But even if you're LR, I think you still got to not keep your foot off the gas. You got to finish this last 4.5 and change.
Absolutely.
Strong.
If you can put one away, do it. Otherwise, you really just need to keep possession. Coker making that very difficult.
Sideline of LR thought it was out of bounds. And Juan coming off his line secures that one for LR. Great ball up ahead to Zui. You see, I believe that's fellow Ahea telling his team to work. It's very audible there in from goal. Coker now with a chance to counterattack and set up the offense. And an opportunity here for the Cobra as G. Nizer able to win that challenge. That's huge there for LRs. Looked like something was threatening there for the Cobras.
You can hear from the Coker bench. They're getting very animated, just really trying to push their teammates through the next 3 minutes. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Go get another goal.
And it's one thing when you're up 2-0 like that, you're in, especially with like 9-10 minutes left. All you can think about is, that post-game meal, chicken tenders.
Absolutely.
Something really good, yummy, you're ready to eat. But you got to lock in, focus in
Exactly.
the last 10 minutes and finish strong. And
Absolutely.
these Bears are trying to close this one out.
Is that what you're going to have as your post-game meal?
Some chicken tenders sound really good right now, but I would love another goal from the Bears.
Yes, that first. We got to lock in here as well. The Bears looking like they're really just trying to possess the ball now and squeak this one out without giving up another cheeky one.
It's 2 minutes. Approaching 2 minutes left to play in this.
Juan being big time here, being able to play his feet and distribute that ball out quickly.
Errant turnover. Got to win this one, and that's a strong challenge.
It is.
It's going to go for the Cobras. Fernandez. Smart not to play it back to Juan there. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the move to go outside, and even if he had just cleared that one out of bounds, allowed Coker a throw in. But
And Delgado, smart, just to send it away. Nothing good was happening for the ball being on this half of the field.
block.
And if Lenoir-Rhyne gets this ball, I'd love to see them send one in here from midfield. His fellow Ahea is playing well off his line.
Yes, he is. Oh, it's dangerous.
Cascon, space. Lays it off. A curve for Zui! Cool personified. David Zui with the left boot. 3-1 Lenoir-Rhyne with a minute left.
And it wasn't what you said you were looking for, Audie, but
That could be the dagger.
gosh, did that work out.
That is just excellent top-notch soccer here from the Bears.
Again, just patience by Cascone to hold the ball and slot it back to his teammate.
Look at that lefty tail there. The spin on the ball. Like I said, cool personified. David Zui. Top-notch here for the Bears. 3-1. Lenoir-Rhyne here with 1 minute and 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining. Excuse me. Ball is back in play. Clock running. Cobras are just going to look to end on a good note and not concede anything more.
I think there's a lot of really great takeaways for this Coker team as well. You know, turning it on like you did in the second half, getting a goal, putting that pressure on, and that last goal for LR, just a great pass, great patience, and able to put it away. But
Swan coming off his line. Nice job to just get a touch on it and clear it away from the attacking third.
I think if Coker had come in and played their second half for the full game, this would have been completely different.
Yeah, if Coker comes in and plays this way the full 90, it's going to be a way closer game, like you just said, and it's a testament to how Lenoir-Rhyne kind of game planned this one as well. And mentally, they were checked in the whole match.
Absolutely.
And that is the game, folks, here from the Pepsi Soccer Complex. Lenoir-Rhyne able to win this one and come out on top 3-1 here over the Coker Cobras. What a match.
And everyone just
throughout.
Exhausted on the field.
Just dead tired. And you know that was a tough and hard-fought battle by both sides.
Absolutely. Both teams just slow to get out on the field and sitting down, laying down on the field, just ready to get their shin guards and cleats off.
Well, once again, thanks for staying tuned here today. You know, great matches, 2 wins here for Lenoir-Rhyne over the Coker Cobras. Danny Nicosia with her debut on the mic. An excellent day here today. Well, thanks for staying tuned and watching Lenoir-Rhyne Soccer here on Bear Sports Network, presented by NBA Roofing. On behalf of Danny Nicosia, Phil Escobar, our producer here today, I'm Adi Kaliande, and I wish you a great evening. Go Bears.